Hi, buddy. I'm Leona from INTMAX, and yeah, let me give you your presentation about beyond human machine-to-machine transaction with stateless layer 2. So, INTMAX mainnet launched 5 days ago, and it's been a while. We're building INTMAX, and before mainnet launch, we spent a lot of time talk about how it works and what's the functionality of INTMAX. But now finally we can talk about kind of more near future after mainnet launch. So I'm super happy to have this one. So yeah, let me introduce myself a bit. I'm a Leona, and basically I'm one of the architects of INTMAX, and I spent a lot of time researching Plasma, since 2018 or something like that. And yeah, basically INTMAX was intended to be a kind of perfection of Plasma. So basically having almost same scalability of Plasma, which scales with, let's say, O1 and order one. And also we have privacy, and we have almost same half security assumptions you can roll up without online requirements. So I wouldn't say that it's kind of perfection of Plasma, but yeah, let me explain how we kind of expand the possibility of the stateless layer to like INTMAX. So one of the idea is like the machine-to-machine payments. But what's the meaning of machine-to-machine M2M payments? And why do we need crypto for that, for example? So we have many devices today, right? So maybe no more than 20 years ago, we have more and more devices. And Raspberry Pi, many kind of kids are like you guys work with this, play with this, right? And also today we have like ChatGPT, kind of new innovation 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and we have kind of way more like more autonomous self-driving cars recently. So world will be like more machine-driven society in the future. And in that society, with new, let's say, architecture, what kind of payment do we need for that? So it's bank enough for the future payment, which is totally device-driven or machine-driven. So if we have an API key of banks, why do we need crypto for machine-to-machine payments? What's the difference, machine-to-machine payment and human-to-human payment, right? And some of you guys said, can say that paying is human job. Having responsibility is human job, not machine job, I guess. So, but we can, make it clear with really simple questions. So, how many bank accounts do you have right now? I have 3, and how many? Maybe less than 10, basically, right? And how many devices and AI chat threads do you have? Devices, we have many things like laptops, phones, and the Apple Watch. Let's say Raspberry Pi in my house, many. And while we don't know how we have devices inside machines like refrigerators, and yeah, actually there are so many devices are inside our house and inside our lifestyles. So maybe I guess like it's 20 in my lifestyle. And also if we talk about how many chat threads we have in kind of AI LLMs like ChatGPT or Cloud, whatever I want to come up with. It's like over 500, right? How many crypto addresses do you have? I have maybe 200 or something like that. And some of you guys know over 1,000 maybe. And it's like, it's like crypto, right? And why do you have so many addresses in your wallet? Because you have many devices, you have many purposes, right? That's only the reason why you have so many accounts in your wallet. So if device-driven society, which is totally driven by kind of autonomous devices and AIs, we need more devices. We have more devices. We have more purposes. So in such environment, we need more accounts, not like 3 or 10, which can be hosted by bank accounts. If we go detail in the kind of future security regarding the no machine-to-machine payments or society, we need to come. I can give you some example like offline to offline payments. So if there's a device here or there, sometimes devices cannot connect to the internet, right? But I can connect to the internet. So how can I pay to that devices are working around here? So if it's banks, both devices of mine and the another device I want to pay to, both of them need to have online connection, right? Otherwise, it doesn't work in banking systems. But in crypto, we can pay with the proof of payment returned by blockchain, and we can prove that the hash rate. We can prove that the block production on the client side. On the machines without connections, they can accept this payment, right? So it's more desirable payment architecture, in terms of the device-driven society. And another part is like, okay, there's trillion devices in this world, and in the near future, maybe more. And in this kind of huge number of devices are set around their cities and the societies, how to let them pay from their devices? So if we share API keys or bank accounts and we set that in each devices, even one device is compromised, all the security will be compromised, right? So this is another reason why we need a kind of device which is protected by cryptography and separated by cryptography architecture. And another demand of the machine-to-machine payments is like cross-border. So actually, I have one bank account card in my wallet, in my kind of purse. It's in Nigeria, and I have a card of Nigerian bank, and I have a card of Japanese bank account and also Switzerland bank account, but I can not find any method to send money to this Nigerian bank account actually. But if crypto, it's just it's like 3 seconds or 2 seconds, right? So actually, the cross-border transfer, it's more expensive, it's more difficult, it's more somehow irrational based on political reason, which cannot be fixed by machines, right? So in terms of that, crypto payments, it's more needed for machine-machine payment in cross-border kind of department. So yeah, we have our website which is free to access right now, right? And why don't we have a device which is payable and accessible in another country? Do you have any machine you can operate in another country right now? Maybe no, right? So in the future, in the quite near future, we are totally possible that to access device which we can incentivize with crypto. Let's imagine that you want to buy a small room in Texas. You want to set up furniture of rooms of that room without people hand at all because it's cheap. Can you operate that or that kind of remote operation with your laptop, with your bank account. This is more cross-border payment, which is more cross-border transaction, which should be safely delivered. So in that sense, cross-border payment is totally crypto stuff instead of bank accounts. Okay, so what is the most desired payment for this machine-to-machine payments? So I want to introduce stateless layer 2 on this concept. So stateless layer 2 is more like extremely cost minimized L2, and it has more privacy. Of course, there's a trade-off like no more functional, less functionality, or no more client-side, device-side cost or kind of burdens. But we have more efficiency regarding the gas cost on chain, and we have more privacy, which is totally out of which is totally untraceable in Blockchain Explorer or any kind of chain analysis services. And how cost minimize that? So maybe we are one of the good experiment of this region, of this department. INTMAX launched the mainnet 5 days ago. Right now, it's almost 0.08 bytes block space consumption per transfer, meaning that it's less than 1 bit, right? So one transfer is less than 1 bit. This can be done simply by sharing one transaction with many transfers. And one transaction is like 5 bytes. And you can include 64 transfers in one transaction, in that 5 bytes transaction. So that's the meaning of the 0.078 byte block space consumption. And block space consumption is including blobs. So we can scale layer 2s more than the other L2, of course. Basically, the L2s consume more than almost 100, at least 100 bytes per transfer. So this kind of byte is like a Guinness record of the kind of on-chain minimization per transfer. So yeah, of course, there's a trade-off, and because there are so many great people working on crypto, some people optimize themselves to another purpose, more general purpose, or yeah, whatever they want to kind of chase. But our system is more kind of making extreme efficiency and privacy at the same time, and almost nothing more. Let's say we have a more decentralized sequencers. I will talk about that later. So, okay, INTMAX is one of stateless layer 2. The other stateless layer 2 is like, it's quite different from INTMAX, but it's like Lightning Network, for example. It's stateless. And so what's the future of INTMAX? So INTMAX is basically payment focused layer 2. And as I said before, it's extremely minimized DA consumption and maximizing privacy. And what making this quite strong feature? If I summarize that, it's almost it's like data storage and ZKP computation on client side, what we call client side validation. So if I summarize this system, it's like a client side validation plus recursive ZKP. And so maybe there's many ways to express this system. In many ways are kind of make a metaphor of this system, but I think that these four are kind of really good way to make an imagination with currently shared project names. Plasma plus recursive ZKP is quite direct. expression. RGB on Bitcoin L3, no, it's like a proof distributed payment system. And if we apply Mina plus ZK rollup, no, maybe we can make the same as INTMAX. And maybe it's controversial, but the shared CSP is Bitcoin layer 2 or 3, which is totally applying the RGB plus Mina. Which is published by Blockstream. So yeah, we have kind of stateless browsers, but INTMAX it's quite special simply because it's actually providing 0.078 bytes or minimized transfer right now right here. So if we go detail in the tech stuff, it's like we have a communication between block producer and the senders, let's say. And senders and block producer, there's a communication of proof distribution on the signing back signature and sending back that to the block producer. This communication is compelled by ZKP circuit. So if you skip this communication, your transaction will be cancelled. So yeah, kind of automatically. So yeah, this compelled forced communication in ZKP circuit is a quite unique feature even in stateless browsers. And so the proof of the asset will be certainly delivered to the client side, and yeah, you guys can keep that in your wallet on the client side. So this have an endless chain of ZKP because sender, if I send the money to you, I get the proof, and I will send that to you with ZKP. And why the recent ZKP, why the recent payment is right to accept, simply because the previous person was right and the proof is not faked, right? But why previous person was right? How to know that? It's previous guy is right and he has a proof. So we have a kind of chain of proofs. And it's totally same as our RGB actually. But if we apply the ZKP, magic happens. So chain of ZKP, you can imagine that previous ZKP already proven the previous ZKP, right? And the previous ZKP already proven the previous ZKP, and it reaches the origin, right? So once you verify the previous ZKP, it means that entire history of ZKP is totally correct, and you don't have to care about that to the end, right? So just previous ZKP is fine to prove and verify to accept money or send money. So it's totally constant cost. And yeah, in terms of computation and the data storage. So yeah, many things happening are in this kind of mainnet right now. And I spent a lot of time in eSkif 2 weeks ago in Ukraine. And so many people could make a launcher scalable privacy application on that. Please visit and please join the mining of our system as well. So yeah, thank you so much. And let's stay in stateless.